Hey everyone, it's Alex back with DIY Alex, and I am so excited to be here with you today. We have so much to talk about, including the secret project that I've been working on since the beginning of 2023. And we are going to be making a Barbie shirt that is so cute. I hope it looks as cute in my head as it does when we actually finish it, but I am still so excited to hang out with you. So if you guys will kindly let me know in the chat if you can hear me okay and see me okay, then we can get started with all of the good stuff. I see you guys have been chatting, so I'll catch up on your comments. I know I'm a little bit earlier than my usual live. If you guys have been around the past few weeks, you know that I have been going to birthing class every Tuesday evening. So that's thrown off my live schedule just a little bit. So I have to start a little bit earlier than normal to make sure that I can make it on time. So let me check in the comments and make sure you guys can hear me and see me. Also, let me get you a little closer because I feel like you're a little far away. And then we will get this party started. Oh, you guys, I'm so excited. And honestly, to be honest, I'm a little nervous too. I'm a little nervous to tell you what I've been working on because I want to see what you guys think about it. Hi, Kristen. Hey, Dee. Hi, Renee. Welcome. Hello. Hi, Roseanne. Looks like there's a few of you joining us. Hey, Ruth. Welcome. I'm so glad that you're here. Hi, Tracy. Hi, Lindsay. Welcome. Hi, Trish. Hi, Evans. Good. Dee says she's glad I'm early. I am too, actually. It does make things a little bit easier, especially with like getting dinner ready. Like if you're in Eastern time, like I am, going at 4 o'clock is like right before I need to be cooking dinner. So it is nice to be a little bit early. Hi, June. Hi, Marcia. Hi, Angela and Catherine. Welcome. Hey guys, I'm feeling really good. As you can see, I am seated, which is pretty unusual for me, but I have reached the point in my pregnancy where my legs get really tired really fast, so I've decided to sit down. But I did get this really cute chair on Amazon Prime Day. You guys can't really see it, but it's pink and white, but it has like the comfy ergonomic mesh. So it's a little bit of like a nicer chair that's a little more ergonomic. I had a super cute chair before, but it wasn't as comfortable. So I've upgraded for comfort because that's kind of where we're at. I am, oh gosh, I'm 34 weeks pregnant this week, which is so crazy to me. Time is absolutely flying. So of course we are working super hard on the nursery to make sure that we are all ready for baby. And there's a lot ready already, but we still have some more to do. So I've actually had to take it easy the last couple days because this weekend I went hardcore in on the nursery, which is great. So I love it and I'm excited about it, but I definitely probably should have taken a few more breaks this weekend, but that's okay. Thanks. Hey, Darlene. Welcome. Hi, Natalie. I'm glad you made it. Oh, thanks, Ruth. Oh, thanks. I love the pink chair. You guys know I always love, obviously, as you can tell by my background, I love like pink and purple. Those are my favorite colors. So that's what I kind of made my brand into. But I was excited to find a chair that was a little more comfy. Plus, I really like that my, what are these called? My armrests go all the way up. So sometimes with crafting, I like to have my arms like totally free and I don't like the armrests in the way. So one of the things I loved about this chair was the ability to put these like all the way up and back so that it can tuck under my desk, or, you know, if I want to scoot all the way up to my table and I like have like a funny height difference, then you never know. But I'm dressed in all black today because I am just at the point, you guys, where I'm basically wearing maternity bike shorts and maternity tank tops for the rest of the summer. That's where we're at. And that's also why I'm using maternity shirt for today's tutorial, because at this point, that's just where we have to be, which is fine. That's totally okay with me. Thank you. Yeah, Cassandra, I can get you a link for the chair. I bought it on Amazon, so it's from Prime Day. Yay! I'm excited to announce his name. So for those of you who haven't been around, we are waiting to announce baby boy's name until he is born. So it's a secret for a little while longer, mostly because we are struggling to make up our mind and we change it sometimes. So I didn't want to make an announcement and then change it later on. So I am super excited to share that with you guys. But yeah, if you want a link to the chair, let me grab it real quick. I have my computer right here. Whoops. Rearrange a few things. I can grab it for you. I also added it into my Amazon store. So if you guys are ever unsure about like anything, or you want to see a link for something that I bought from Amazon, my Amazon store, I pretty much keep up to date the best that I can. When I buy something and I like it, I go ahead and stick it in my Amazon store. So you can find this chair in my Amazon store. Like I think it's an under office essentials or something like that. But of course, I'm happy to grab the chair for you. That's right, Lindsay. We are all about comfort these days. That is kind of the name of the game for now. Okay, so we have some things to talk about and some things to get into. So let's decide what we want to do next. So we know that we have the Barbie shirt tutorial. We know that we're working on that. I have the HTV already cut out for us. And I showed you how I created it in Cricut Design Space. So I have a screen capture recording for you there. But I also have the secret project stuff that I need to tell you guys. So do you want to make the shirt first, or do you want to hear about secret project? Let me know in the comments. I am fine with either one. So you guys tell me what you want. Kristen said it makes being in your store super easy. Honestly, the Amazon storefronts are one of my favorite things because I have other people that I follow, and anytime that I'm looking for something that they're using, I'm like, oh, I bet it's in their Amazon store. So I shop from other people's Amazon storefronts all the time because they're so convenient. And what you can do, like when you have a storefront, is I just go through my orders and I can go and add it to an idea list, which is what it's called, like on the back side of Amazon. And I can just stick everything in my Amazon store, and it makes it so easy. Okay, so some of you are saying secret project. Good deal. I know it is an exciting time, Natalie. I'm super excited. I love it. Dee's funny. She said, you could give us the names you are thinking about so we can give our opinion. Dee, what's funny about that is that's exactly why I haven't told anyone what we're thinking. I'll be signing that birth certificate before I tell anyone anything, and then no opinion necessary. That'll just be his name. And to be fair, like not even our parents, like our parents don't even know what we're going to name him. So we really have kept it very, very secret. It's not just from you guys. We have definitely kept everything a secret. Okay, a couple of you are saying shirt first with the secret, but most of you are saying the secret. Okay, well, I'll go ahead and tell you what the secret is, and then we'll talk some more about it throughout the shirt tutorial. How about that? Because that does feel a little mean to keep you hanging on the whole time, and I know some of you may have joined specifically to hear what the secret project is. So I don't want to keep you on the hook forever, but I'm excited and nervous. I'm so nervous to tell you guys what this is, but I'm also so excited. Oh, Stephanie said she didn't tell anyone either. I like it, honestly. And it's been fun because everybody knows, in case you haven't been around, it is a boy. We've been sharing that pretty much since we found out, or well, no, we waited a few weeks before we told anyone it was a boy, but we did share pretty early on that it was a boy. But we have been tossing around names for a while, and then we change it sometimes. And so we were like, I think we're just going to wait until he's really here, because I also want to see him first and make sure that the name that I want him to have connects with what he looks like. You know what I mean? Because I don't know if I'll change my mind, but when I see my baby for the first time, what if I don't think the name matches? You know what I mean? So that's why we decided to wait to share. So Ruth said, I love that idea about not getting an opinion on the name. Yes. And so I'm not saying that just to be sassy with all of you. We just wanted it to be something really special between the two of us. And as you guys know, when you have a baby, though it is so wonderful, everybody loves to give their opinion. And so that's the one thing that we were like, we want to make this decision just the two of us and not be influenced by anybody else's opinion. Oh, Cassandra did the same thing. Yes, exactly. And Natalie, we are down to, we think, 2 names. So the list is not super long. Right now, we just have 2 that we are like on the same page, but it changes back and forth. And so we'll see. We'll see what it ends up being. And I'm so excited. Yeah, we're so excited. Okay, guys. Well, I was going to do like this bigger, fancier launch, but you guys know how things go, right? I have these great intentions about how I'm going to do things, and I'm going to make things so fancy, and that's honestly just not how it turned out with Secret Project. But let me give you a little bit of background about why this is such a big deal in case you guys have not been around a whole lot. So, I found out that I was pregnant on the 30th of December of 2022. So it was literally one of the last days of 2022. So 2023 for me has been all about figuring out how to, transition into being a mom and to get ready for motherhood and to prepare our home and prepare our family for becoming a mom. And I actually always knew, no, not always, but I have been thinking about doing a project like this for the past couple of years, but I was just kind of walking through the journey that an entrepreneur goes on of how I want to run my business. And as I started to think about the way that I wanted my business to run, I started thinking about what I want it to look like when I have a family. Because we don't have any family here in Louisville, Kentucky, which is where we live. We both moved here when we got married. So I will be full-time childcare plus full-time momming. So that affects the way that my business runs, right? Like that's a really big deal because it's not going to look the way that it does right now while I'm just home alone doing this stuff, when my schedule permits and things like that. So this was a big business decision. This was a big investment of my time and my energy. And also, I'll be honest, of finances as well, because I hired a team to help me work on Secret Project. But they have been incredible. That has been one of the best investments I have ever made, is into these two women who are helping me work on this project because it is very, very complicated. Especially because this is something that's a little bit above my, it's a little bit above what I have ever done before, technologically, and there's just a lot of sides of it. So once I explain, you guys might understand a little bit more, and I can give you a little more background about why it's such a big deal. But these women have been able to help me because they are able to help me with like the technology side and the marketing side and all the things I've never done before. And I have been able to concentrate on the content of the project, which is what they would call your zone of genius is, right? What I do is create content for all of you, and that's what I'm best at. So I have been able to concentrate on that, pardon me, and they have been able to guide me through the rest of it, and they're going to continue guiding me through the launch and forward. So this is a huge, huge shift for me in so many ways, and that's why sharing Secret Project with you is such a big DIY Alex. Now, that doesn't mean that everything absolutely will change, but Glenda said it's hard having no family close to home. Been there, done that. From what I know of you, I think you've got this. Thank you, Glenda. And I'm excited. I know, I feel like I'm going to get emotional, you guys, because it's been a long journey. I didn't think that was going to happen, but also pregnancy hormones are quite the ride. Having a family is a really big deal. I have wanted to have a family my entire life. So I always knew that this would be the path we would take, but running a business is hard. I don't talk about that a whole lot because I love to share the happy side with you guys, and I love it so much, but it's hard. And though I'm excited to start our family, that's also going to be hard in its own way, right? So I had to figure out how my business was going to look and feel and operate in this next season of my life. So that's why this was a huge transition. It was a huge decision, and it was a huge project that I've been working on for months, because you guys may also know that I've talked about a little bit here on YouTube that though my little guy I love him so much and would do anything for him already, and he's not even here, I have been pretty sick throughout this pregnancy. The first 4 months, I was very, very sick. And that made working really, really hard. So I wasn't able to do this project as quickly as I hoped because my health, I just simply couldn't do it. I took a lot of days off. There were a lot of days on the couch because I was sick. So literally, when I say that blood, sweat, and tears have been poured into this project, I genuinely mean it. Hi, Emily. No, it's okay. All these things are good. Honestly, these are good tears and also just hard tears, reflecting on the last few months, because as I've been working on Secret Project, it has been quite the journey. Entrepreneurship is really interesting because it stretches you in so many ways. And so not only was I being stretched to work on being a mother, to work on preparing to become a family of 3, I also was trying to stretch my business in a way that it's never been stretched before. And so that's why it makes me so emotional, because it's just been a lot, in a good way, but also in a hard way, if I'm being totally honest. So I'm really, so now that I've told you all about it, let me get a tissue and then I'll really tell you what it is. I didn't know it was going to go this way, but hey, here we are, you know? That's just the God's honest truth. But anyways, after all of that, and without further ado, next Tuesday, so it doesn't actually launch today, I'm telling you about it, it launches next Tuesday. I'm bringing to you my very first self-paced online course. It is called Cricut Chemistry. And the purpose of Cricut Chemistry is to do a couple of things. And I like to think that I developed all of this for all of you through some of the same challenges that I saw in all of you and I also had in myself. So if you've been around for a long time, you've heard me talk a lot about my journey with perfectionism. So I've always struggled my entire life with controlling every single detail. And I see that a lot in all the rest of you, because sometimes perfectionism takes all the fun out of our crafting. We're so busy trying to make sure that we do everything right and we get it all right that we don't even get a chance to enjoy the process. So the online course has a heavy focus in helping you with your mindset to ditch perfectionism. That's goal number 1. Goal number 2 with the course is to teach you how to be an experienced Cricut crafter. Something else that I observed with talking to a lot of crafters is that a lot of crafters consider themselves beginners for a really long time. They may have had a Cricut machine for a couple of years, but they haven't really figured out how to explore all the different things that a Cricut can do. So by the time you finished the course in its entirety, you will have learned how to ditch the perfectionist mindset, and I'm going to introduce to you a method that I created called the Cricut Scientist Mindset, which is where the name Cricut Chemistry comes from. Plus, by the time you finish the course, you'll also be able to consider yourself an experienced Cricut crafter. So that will kind of take you to what I would consider an intermediate level Cricut crafter. Because you will know all of the basic skills that I would consider an experienced Cricut crafter to have. So that's basically where my heart for the course came from. Let's see. What else do you guys want to know about it? Ask your questions in the comments, because I don't even know everything that you might want to, know. But basically, the course has a total of 32 different videos, which is why it took me 6 months to get them all done and edited and reviewed and changed. But yeah, so it has 32 different videos. It's going to have exclusive communities. So there's actually 2 different communities. There is a course community on the platform, so you don't have to have social media to be a part of it, but there's also going to be an exclusive Facebook group where you can ask your questions directly to me. You can talk to each other and meet one another, and all those kinds of things as well. So that's going to be huge. It also is going to include a course textbook. So we kind of went with like a school, like a university type of theme. And so what you're going to get along with the course is a huge course textbook. I'm not even sure how many pages it has just yet, you guys, because we're still finalizing it. But it's going to have tons and tons and tons of resources in addition to the videos. So you're going to get that along with the course that has tons of worksheets that are going to help you walk through perfectionism and help you walk through all the things that you're apprehensive about. which is honestly one of the things I'm the most proud of because it's one of the biggest things that I have struggled with and had to work to overcome. So I took what I struggled with and tried to break it down for you into a series of, okay, well, when you're struggling with this, this is what you need to do next. And when you get to struggle with this, this is what you need to do next. Because I want you to feel confident and empowered in your Cricut crafting. I don't want you to feel like your machine is smarter than you. I don't want you to feel like you're not capable of everything that you are capable of. Because you guys may already know, if you've already spent any time around here, that I believe that creativity is instilled in each and every one of us by God. And so let me try again with those words. I want you to feel confident and empowered in that creativity, not stuck by it, not paralyzed by it. So that's my heart for the course. Yes, Glenda, that will all be downloadable. The textbook will be downloadable. So I would suggest that you would probably like make a binder and be able to download all of those resources, because I have things that I have never talked about on YouTube in the course, different guides and resources that you guys have never ever seen before. So I think it's going to be really, really great. And I'm really, really excited because I think it's really going to help you guys. That's the whole goal. It's always been the goal, is to help and to serve you in your Cricut crafting. And I think this is going to be the first step. So I'm so excited to announce it to you, to show you what this is going to look like, because man, it has been blood, sweat, and tears all along the way, but I'm still so excited for it because I think it's going to be fully worth it. So yeah, I'm still going to be here on YouTube. That doesn't mean that I'm going away, that I'm not going to be doing YouTube videos anymore. Of course I am. But as you guys can probably tell, with a little guy running around, it's going to be a lot harder for me to have a schedule with my YouTube videos and things like that. And so the course will allow my business to run in a little bit of a different way so that I can run more on my time, less so on a schedule. So probably what that will mean is a little bit less sponsored content that you guys have seen when I partner with companies and things like that. But I'll still be here on YouTube. We'll just have to adjust what that's going to look like. So thank you guys for all your kind words and your excitement, because wow, what a journey. I want you guys to, oh yeah, that's true. That is a great idea, Glenda. She said you can also have a binder done for you at Staples, etc., if you don't want to print it out on your home printer. Exactly. And Glenda, the other thing that we did for you that I really like, so I personally like to print out the entire set of resources when I join a course, which I actually do frequently. I like to print out everything all together. But if you don't want to do that, we are also including sections of downloads underneath each video. So as you watch the lesson, so I'll give you guys an example. I have an exclusive print and cut video that drops all the gems I know about print and cut. And underneath print and cut, I created a specific calibration guide that you can print out and hold on to as you calibrate your Cricut machine. And so if you don't want to print out the entire textbook, but you want the calibration guide, you can specifically get the calibration guide without printing out the whole textbook if you don't want to. Or if you print out the whole textbook, you'll already have the calibration guide inside your textbook, if that makes any sense. So we've tried to think about all the different ways that you guys might want to do this. I wanted to make it as specific and as special for you as I could. So my team and I have worked so hard to really think about the way that you guys were going to want to do this. And I'm so excited. I agree, Glenda. I think that the printable version is going to be really helpful because videos are great, right? But the problem that you get to with video is that if you need to see one single detail, you have to watch and you have to go back through the whole video sometimes to find that one small detail. And that can make it really time consuming because you're like, no, I know that it's right here, but now I have to watch this whole 20-minute video again to see what this is going to look like. So instead of having to do that, now you can go back through your Cricut chemistry textbook and you can highlight, or you can read along with it if you want to. You can follow along with the videos if that's how you prefer to learn. Something else for you guys that I hope is going to be really helpful for you is that if you decide to purchase the course, you get lifetime access to the course. So that means you don't have to rush through the content. You can take your time. If you take some time off Cricut crafting, you can come back and rewatch anything you want. If I add updates into the course and I update any of the videos or add additional bonus modules, you'll get access to all of those without paying anything extra. So it is one type of investment that will literally last you forever, as long as you want, as many times as you want. You can re-download the textbook, you can re-download the different guides, literally all the things. So hopefully, I think everything is going to be really helpful for you, and you can do it at your own pace whenever you want. You can go nice and slow if you like to, which is how I recommend that you do it. There's a lot of content to absorb, so I think that it works best if you go slow. But if you are a binger and you're like, no, I want to see all of the vinyl module all in one day, you can certainly do that. It's self-paced, so you can do whatever you'd like. No, Stephanie, so there's not a membership fee. This is a one-time investment, and I'll share the price and things like that. I don't know if I'll share before the launch or not, but we're going to have a special price for the launch, and that comes out next week. So it's not a super cheap course. I'll be honest with you about that. It's not going to be super crazy cheap, but next week, if you buy it during the launch period, which is going to be like a week or a week and a half, that's probably the best price that I'm ever going to offer it at, but it's a one-time fee. So there's no membership fee. It's not a monthly thing, because I am not a big fan of monthly fee charges, just because it gets a lot more expensive over time. So that's my personal feeling about it, and that's how we decided to set this up. Who knows, in the future, I could decide to do a membership, but as of right now, there is no membership fee. That's a good question, Dee. I do plan to keep everything up to date, so I'm sure I'll update the manual as well, or if I add new videos, I'll add to the manual so that you can add it back into your textbook so that you still have those bonus resources. Because the bonus resources, they have, like the textbook, which is what I'm calling bonus resources, will have screenshots and special things from the video to help you walk through it easily. So I'll be adding to it with that too. Glenda said, I've been teaching Cricut in one way or another since they first came out, and I'm always shocked how many people don't use print then cut. It's one of the best things that Cricut does, and I always stress it. I agree, Glenda, and I get it though, because when I started with my Cricut, I was really intimidated by it too. I was super freaked out by the idea of doing a multi-step process, but really, it's really not that hard, especially once you get the hang of it. So that's going to be a great place where I have the video for you, I have the calibration guide for you, and those kinds of things. But you can also talk through those things in the community on the course platform, or you can use the Facebook group. Both of them are going to be, whichever one you want to join, whichever one you are more comfortable with, you'll get exclusive access into that. And it'll be a much smaller group, so you'll get much more access to me. So not that you guys don't have access to me already, because I'll answer you on Instagram or Facebook or wherever else too, but this will be an even more exclusive place where there's less people posting, so I'll be able to answer your questions directly, and we can really work through those things that are intimidating you, or you're struggling with, or you're just not sure about. That's exactly why I wanted to have these course resources, because I have found those to be some of the most useful things that I get with a course, and so I knew you guys would want that too. So thank you guys for all your kind words. I'm so excited that you're excited. That honestly means the world to me, because boy, let me tell you. And you'll hear people talk about this, other course creators, some of these courses will take like 9 months, a year to develop. So honestly, doing this in about 6 months is pretty fast as far as courses go. So something that I did set up in my email list is, if you want to get first access to all of these things, if you want more details and you're really, really interested, I would love for you guys to sign up for the, just on my email list. Doesn't commit you to anything else, but I will specifically be emailing this section of my email list with stuff about the course, so you can sign up and just enter your name and email, and that's where oh my gosh. Words. That's where you can find a lot of this information. Extra info or Cricut Chemistry. I'm dropping it in the comments for you guys. Whoop. So you can just add your name and email there, and I'll go ahead and pin this if I can. This little thing is in my way. This emoji thing in the chat is not wanting me to reach the pinned thing. But you can go ahead and enter your name and email there, and I will do that. Yay! Thanks, Glenda. Yeah, I think it'll help. So Catherine, just click on that link that I just dropped right here and go ahead and put in your name and email, and you can unsubscribe anytime. So please don't feel pressured or anything like that with that. But that's where I'm going to be. Yes, Renee. And if you want to specifically find out more about the course, I'll be talking to all of my email list. But this form right here is for people who are really, really specifically interested in the course as well. So even if you're already on my email list, you can also sign up for this, and I will put you in there. Thank you so much, Roseanne. You guys, I'm so excited and honestly overwhelmed to be telling you about it all because, wow. I've thought about this for what feels like forever. Just Me Barbie D said, my 2 Cricuts are still in their boxes from Christmas. This course was made for people like you. I guess your name is D. Just Me Barbie D. This course was literally made for people just like you, because I understand how the mental, like the mindset of being unsure about things is what will literally stop us from doing so much stuff. And that's exactly what I'm going to help you walk through, what I'm going to help you embrace confidence for. That, like, literally I created this course for people like you. So thank you guys so much for all of your excitement. I'm so excited to show it to you. I'm so excited to hear what you think. It's going to be so, so, so good. Now, I said I wasn't going to talk forever about the course, so let's jump into the tutorial, and you guys are more than welcome. Continue asking your questions, continue talking to me about all those things, but I do want to get into this because I want to see how the shirt's going to turn out. Honestly, I'm so, so, so excited. Welcome, Roseanne. I'm so glad. Oh, it is actually Barbie. Well, welcome, Barbie. Literally, Cricut Chemistry, which is the name of my course, was literally made for you, and I'm so excited for you guys. Thank you so much for being so, so excited right along with me. Okay, so now without further ado, let's talk about this shirt because I'm so excited. So I have seen a ton of different options for Barbie stuff, and it's really, really super cute. But I wanted to do something a little bit different. So I'm going to be using a maternity t-shirt. I actually didn't even tear the stickers off. Because, like we talked about, this is all that is working for me right now. And I didn't have a ton of options for the color. So I went with white because I wanted to use an actual t-shirt, and they didn't have any black shirts. I thought black would look really cute, but I couldn't find any black. So I'm going to be using a white t-shirt. So what I did is I chose Softflex for the offset because Softflex is nice and stretchy. And since it's going to be right across my chest, and honestly, it's probably going to go down onto my belly as well, I chose Softflex so that it would have a little bit more give to it. And then for the inside of the letters, for like the part that says Barbie, I chose holographic pearl HTV, which is kind of see-through. So I don't know how white it's really going to look. I hope that it shows up okay on the pink Softflex. Pardon me. But in my mind, it's a really, really cute design. So I am super, super excited. Yay! Thanks for signing up, you guys. I'm so, so glad that you're excited too. Oh, so fun. That's so funny, Barbie. That's hilarious. And I know, and Barbie has been, it's been a classic name. I've known many Barbies actually, throughout history. But of course, now it makes it super fun because your name is Barbie too. That's super fun. And I have a black tank top here as well, which is exactly like the one that I'm wearing. But I just didn't really know if I wanted to wear a black tank top. I was like, I don't know if I really want to wear a tank top to the movie. So I brought it with me and I bought one just in case I needed it. But I really think I'm going to prefer the t-shirt in this case because I just think a shirt would be better. So plus in the movie theater, it's always a little bit cold. Glenda said Barbie is everywhere, but haven't seen any Barbie maternity wear. Exactly. I haven't either. And that's exactly why we're going to make our own, right? And actually, I'm really proud of it, you guys, because I added a little extra detail that I think makes it really cute that I have not seen anybody else do so far in all of their Design Space stuff. So let me go ahead and play the Design Space tutorial for you guys. So if you haven't been around or you haven't seen these before, I did a pre-recording just a few minutes ago of how I created the Barbie design. So I wanted to show you that part, and then we'll come back together live and actually apply these things onto the shirt, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and mute myself so you won't be able to hear me in real time. This is like a recording that I made earlier this afternoon, but if you have any questions or any problems, feel free to drop it in the chat because I'm still right here. She said, Barbie said, I'm a short old lady with dark hair. I was never Barbie-like in my life. Honestly, Barbie, me neither, girlfriend. I'm not even 5'2". I've never fit the body type of Barbie or anything else. That's not really what it's about anyway. All right, let me go ahead and play this, and then we will come back together and finish this shirt. So the first step in creating your Barbie shirt is to make sure that you have the best font possible. And I found this Absolute Blonde font on Creative Fabrica. Let me find it for you here. It is honestly one of the best fonts I've seen for Barbie stuff, and it's available with the Creative Fabrica subscription. So I will put that down in the description below for you, or if you don't want to pay for the subscription, you can also buy the font outright so that you can use it anytime that you want. But I personally think this font is just so stinking cute. So of course you're going to download it, and then you need to install it on your computer. I have already done that, and you might need to close and restart Design Space as well if you are installing a brand new font for the first time. So then once you get into Cricut Design Space, then you're going to start this project like any other one. You're going to go and click on the T for text, and you're going to type in the text that you want to use. As you can see, I already have Absolute Blonde selected because that's the font I was playing with earlier. And I want to make my shirt a little bit something special. So I'm going to make a pregnant Barbie shirt instead of just a regular Barbie shirt because I thought it would be fun, since obviously when I go see the movie, I will still be pregnant. So I thought it would be like fun to be like an edition of Barbie. Now here's how I made it look exactly like the Barbie logo, or as close as I could figure out how to make it. One thing I did was reduce the spacing in between these lines. So I went up to the line space section of the edit bar and typed in, I think, -2. Yeah, and that's going to bring everything really close together, but nothing touches because this G kind of hangs out in between the two B's. So it's perfect. Then the next thing that I want to do is add a little bit of a warp to my text, and this does require a Cricut Access subscription. So if you don't pay for Cricut Access, you won't be able to do this warp, at least in Cricut Design Space, but there are other programs that do offer it. So you want to keep that text selected, and you don't want to do anything just yet to make it not text anymore. So we don't want to add an offset or anything just yet. We want to keep it in its text type of layer so that it can be warped. So we know it's selected because we have the bounding box all the way around it, and we have the handles on all the corners. Then we're going to go up and click on the warp, and you'll see that we have a bunch of different options. And the one that I liked the best, I noticed that the Barbie logo kind of tilts up and to the right a little bit. So I chose number 21. All you need to do is click on it, and it'll start to tilt your text for you. And as you can see, that's really super dramatic, and we don't want it that dramatic. So then we're going to use the adjustment bar at the bottom of Design Space, and I'm going to turn it way down. Let's see, we want to make it pretty subtle. So maybe something like this. Let's see how that looks. And yeah, it's got a little bit of a tilt here along the bottom, but it's not anything too crazy. So I like the way that that looks. Next, I do want to add an offset to it because, as you know, the Barbie logo definitely has an offset. And I guess for reference, if you guys haven't seen it, I Googled the Barbie movie logo so that I could make sure it looked as close as possible. And, whoops, let me drag it over here for you. it looks something like this. So some of the Barbie logos kind of were straight across like these, but I liked the tilt of something like this. So that's kind of what I was going for, and I thought it made it a little bit more unique. You can see in this image here, some of them are tilted and some are not. So I just wanted to do something a little bit different to mine because I hadn't seen too many shirts that had that extra text effect. But anyway, I'm going to keep my text selected and I'm going to go up to offset here. And it's normally going to default to 0.25 inches or 1/4 inch all the way around your text. That looked a little bit big to me, so I turned mine down to 0.2. I am going to be doing 2 different layers of text here, so I do want you to be able to see the color around the text, but I don't want it to be super like wide. So I like 0.2 for mine, but of course that is up to your preference. After you turn the offset on, you can adjust it by using the slider bar here to make it larger or thinner. Then you can go ahead and click on apply. Next, I am going to change up my colors. So I'm going to be making mine on a maternity shirt because, of course, I am pregnant. So that's the only shirts that fit me right now. So I chose to use Starcraft Softflex in pink for my offset just because it's going to do a better job of stretching. Some of the other different types of HTV, like glitter HTV and things like that, may not stretch as well. So I wanted to keep it something that's going to be really stretchy. And then for my text layer, I am actually going to be turning my text white, but I'm going to be using the holographic pearl HTV. In fact, I'm going to be using holographic rainbow pearl Caesar HTV. So I think that's going to look super cute, and it's going to give a really fun pop in the middle of my pink because I'm also using a white shirt. I normally wouldn't probably go for a white shirt, but with maternity clothes, sometimes that's all that's available. So that's what I have to work with today. So once my text and everything is all ready to go, next I need to go ahead and size it. So I just clicked and drew a box around both layers, and I'm going to change them to be about 10 inches wide. And in fact, I may make them I may make it even a little bit wider just because the offset, of course, is going to be those outer borders and the text is not going to be quite as big. So maybe I'll do 10.5 inches, or you could do 11. I'm using an extra large size maternity shirt, so I've got quite a bit of space to work with, and it's just a regular t-shirt, not a tank top or anything like that. So then I'm going to go ahead and save my shirt. Whoops. That way, in case I have to come back and make any changes, or if I want to look back at any details later, I have it all saved. Then we'll go ahead and click on Make It. Then for both layers, I am going to go ahead and turn on the mirror button since we are working with HTV. And once these are both mirrored, we'll go ahead and click on Continue. Then once my Maker 3 connects, I will be choosing my cut settings. Now for Starcraft Softflex, I'm going to be using the Everyday Iron-On setting. And I think I'm going to use the light cardstock setting for the holographic pearl HTV, but I actually can't remember off the top of my head. So let's take a look at 143 Vinyl's website, and I'll show you where to find the learning document where I always look up all my cut settings. So I'm on 143vinyl.com. You can go to the More section and then choose Learn, and then 143 Vinyl Resource Documents. I typically don't print this. I just look it up whenever I can't remember my cut setting. Then in the different resource documents, you're going to choose the Cutter Settings document. You're just going to click on it, and then you can choose free download here or click the link here, and it will download into your downloads folder. So then the first couple of pages are all adhesive vinyl. So we're going to scroll down until we see Caesar Holographic HTV. And for Caesar Holographic, we're going to look under the Cricut setting since that's what I'm going to be using. It does say the light cardstock or custom glitter iron-on setting, but cut twice. So I'm going to go ahead and use light cardstock just like I thought. But in case we also can't remember, we can check that the pressing temperature and time is right here, as well as the pressure level and the peel. So this is a great resource to remember in case you need help looking up all of the things, because it is really hard to remember all the things and all the cut settings because they're all a little bit different. So we'll be using the light cardstock cut setting for my holographic HTV and the everyday iron-on setting for my StarCraft Softflex. Now that we have all that information, I'm going to go ahead and cut this, and I'll meet you back at my craft table to finish this project. All right, y'all, we can jump right back into working on our project. So I cut everything out already on my Cricut, just using the cut settings that I already told you about. As with any HTV, you're always going to place your HTV shiny side down, or at least in the case of both holographic pearl as well as Softflex. So I cut them with the shiny side down onto the mat, and now we are ready to weed away the excess. So we'll start with the holographic pearl. And I already trimmed away the kind of extra around the cut. And I know that you might be surprised by the light cardstock cut setting for holographic pearl, but I find that that always works really, really well for me. Anytime that I cut it out, holographic pearl always cuts great on the light cardstock setting for whatever reason. And I think it's mostly because it's just a really like layery HTV. But honestly, it weeds so beautifully too. Here, let me zoom in for you guys a little bit. Whoops, hold on. I think I can, no? Sorry guys, hang on. Nope, we want to just do this side. There we go. There we go. That way you guys can see what I'm doing a little bit better. So I really hope this design works out, because in my head it's going to be really cute. But my only concern is that we might not be able to see the holographic very well on top of the pink, but we're going to find out. I think it's going to hopefully look really cute, and it's going to stand out really well on the white, especially because I knew I was going to be doing a white t-shirt. I really didn't want to do a like a white HTV on top of my offset, because I just thought that would be too boring. This is Barbie. It's supposed to be fun, right? Hey, Kingston, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. So I have a question for you guys. Now that you know what I've been working on and what Secret Project is all about, tell me in the comments if you had to give yourself a rating of your experience on Cricut. Would you consider yourself a beginner, an intermediate crafter, or an expert crafter? So beginner, intermediate, or expert? Let me know in the comments. Oh, thank you so much, Cheryl. Yes, I'm feeling really pretty good. My worst symptom right now is that I am really struggling with carpal tunnel. I don't know if you guys have heard of that before, but pregnancy carpal tunnel happens because of all the fluid retention that, you know, you're just constantly retaining fluid in pregnancy, puts pressure on the median nerve here on your arm. And so I am really struggling with my hands being numb a lot of the time. I'm not wearing them right now because they're really hard to utilize, but I have wrist guards, especially for my left hand because I'm left-handed. That's honestly my worst symptom right now. So as much as I don't love that, that is honestly a better symptom than feeling really, really sick. So I will definitely take it. Okay, Glenda says expert. Thanks, Kristen. I hope so. I hope it looks really good. Renee said she feels like she's an advanced beginner. Okay, Renee. Good call. Dee said intermediate and expert. In your mind, yeah, no, and honestly, guys, that's totally up to you. It's a subjective thing anyway, but I'm curious what you guys think. Barbie said, could she say virgin? Absolutely. You can be a Cricut virgin. That makes total sense. Since you haven't taken your Cricut out of the box, that's perfectly okay. That's allowed as well. Catherine says definitely beginner. Cassandra said immediate to expert level. Natalie says intermediate. Okay. Yeah, no, that's good. So I left my Barbie offset to be pretty basic. I did go ahead and leave, there were a couple of cuts over on this side that I chose not to contour out just because I didn't want the contour to end up being the offset. I didn't want the offset to be really, really super thick. Just because like it's going to be thick enough on this shirt. So I didn't want to really increase it a ton. Let's see. That looks like it's about right on there, huh? So hopefully it'll look this cute on the shirt. It might be a little hard to read on the camera, but from the angle that I'm sitting at, it's super easy to read. Trisha's expert. Kristen said, I would say intermediate just because of what I've learned from watching videos. Yeah, absolutely. Dee said, I've had a Cricut since 2008. I should be an expert. That's fair, Dee. That's fair. But honestly, I think a lot of times, though, it depends on how much time you've had to spend with your Cricut, because I think that makes a really big difference. It's not just necessarily like what you know, it's how much time you've had to experiment as to whether or not like where you would actually place yourself. So to be totally fair, I will tell you guys more as this week goes on. I'll tell you more about who I envision this course being for, but my plan after maternity leave is to come out with more courses for you guys. So even if you determine that your abilities are already higher than what the course would teach you, like maybe you are already advanced enough that you don't feel like you need this course, that's totally okay. I plan on coming out with more courses just for you guys. So even if it's not the fit right now, there will definitely be something for you here soon. But I am going to take maternity leave first. I had hopes that if I was going to be able to finish my course faster, that I would be able to come out with more before maternity leave, but that's just honestly not how it happened. So I promise that we will have more coming out for all of you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm so glad you guys like it. Okay. June says between a beginner and intermediate. Glenda said, yeah, you better take care of that carpal tunnel. That can lead to a lifetime of trouble, especially since it's worse in your dominant hand. So it's actually funny you say that, Glenda. So I actually looked up a lot about carpal tunnel because my mom had really severe carpal tunnel because my mom was a nurse for her whole career. So she developed really severe carpal tunnel, and she got the surgery where they actually go in and relieve the pressure on your median nerve here in your wrist. And they've actually now made that so that it's an outpatient procedure, and it's actually really simple. But when I read about it specifically related to pregnancy, because it's so related to fluid retention, even if they went in and did that, the fluid retention, I don't think that relieving the pressure would help, because I'll just continue to retain fluid for like the next 6 weeks. So I've talked to a couple of friends who have had pregnancy carpal tunnel, and they all told me that it went away. And I read that it will go away within 3 months of my pregnancy being over. So luckily that will mostly go away. I did have some mild carpal tunnel before I was pregnant. I've gone to the doctor before because I wasn't sure why my hands were like a little bit achy and painful, but not anything too severe, luckily. So I actually did look into it some to see if it was something I needed to address, and it doesn't seem like it's going to be anything that's helpful. Yeah, Barbara, so I actually just Googled pregnant Barbie while you guys were watching that clip, and it looks like there was a pregnant Barbie out in 2002, but it was discontinued because they felt it was sending the wrong message to young girls. So I definitely didn't mean to send the wrong message for young girls. I promise I'm 30 years old and married. So me being pregnant is definitely a solid season of my life to have a baby. Good. I'm glad you guys like it. Oh, it's in a pregnant midge is in the movie. Oh my gosh, I didn't know that. Oh, how funny, Barbara. I'm sorry, I misread your thing. I just Googled that to see if that was a thing. I didn't realize she was in the movie. How funny. Yeah, Ruth, I have some good plans for you guys. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Okay, so when I went ahead and set my Cricut Easy Press, I set it to 300. So the reason I'm doing that is for a couple of reasons. One of them is for the material in this shirt. So this shirt is 92% polyester, which is great. It's going to handle the heat just fine, but it does have 8% spandex. So whenever you encounter any kind of material that has spandex, rayon, oh gosh, I can't even think of the other kinds. There's another kind of cotton that you would think would be fine, but anytime that you're dealing with artificial materials, besides polyester, you do have to be careful with scorching. So that means you don't want to use super high heat on those types of materials. So I chose 300 because the pink offset layer has an application temperature of 285, but the holographic actually has a temperature of 320. So we are going a little bit low for the holographic, but I want to make sure I take care of the material of my shirt first, because I don't plan to wear this shirt and wash this shirt a ton, so we can play with the temperature a little bit on that. But if it's something that's going to be used, or say, for example, you were going to be selling it, you probably would want to increase your temperature some, just to make sure that it's going to wash and wear really, really well. Oh, I didn't know that, Ruth, that there was another one in the 80s or 90s. That's so cool. Dee said, it's amazing what pregnancy does to our bodies, but it's so worth it in the end. You know, Dee, I have really been noticing that recently, especially because baby boy is on the bigger side. Let me grab my Teflon sheet so I can press this, and then I'll tell you guys more about it. But he is definitely trending big so far. Let me take a look here for my Teflon sheet. There we go. So I had my last ultrasound at 30 weeks, which so obviously was about a month ago. That's true, Glenda. I didn't even think about this for sublimation, but I wonder with the spandex if it would still hold up under the heat press. Because it's definitely high enough polyester content, but I wonder if the spandex would mess that up. That is something worth trying. Maybe I'll go get another one and see if it would work. Because that's a great point, Glenda. I didn't even think about that when I was reading it. But anyway, so at 30 weeks, he was already over 4 pounds. And when I went to the doctor 2 weeks ago, I go again on Friday, but when I went to the doctor 2 weeks ago, they said he was still measuring pretty big. So he's going to be a pretty big boy. And so my belly is growing big, 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 because I was telling you guys earlier, I'm not even 5'2", so I'm pretty petite height-wise. And that is definitely starting to show in this pregnancy. That is for sure. Dee said, I'm guessing at least 8 pounds boy. I think so too, Dee. I think so too. I think he'll be in the 8-pound range. So not necessarily a huge baby, but definitely on the bigger side. So we'll see. Because I was like in the 6-pound range. And my brother with my mom was a little over 8 pounds. So, we'll see. We'll see. But I'm getting so excited. I'm so ready to meet him. He is so wiggly right now, which is honestly so much fun. Like, this has been one of my favorite phases of pregnancy. Even though I felt a little bit better in the second trimester than I do now, feeling him move so much is honestly so much fun. Yesterday, I had some strawberry lemonade, just like along with my dinner, and I didn't think anything of it. But strawberry lemonade is super sugary, so he was literally like going crazy in my belly, and it was making me laugh so hard. For hours, he was just going crazy. So it's super fun to start to feel his little personality. And I mean, I've been feeling him move for a while, but you know what I mean? It's like almost like the bigger that he gets and the older that he gets, kind of the more responsive he gets. And that has been so much fun. So much fun. Ruth said, yeah, 8 pounds is big for someone who's 5'2". Exactly. Big for me. But we'll see. We'll see. I go to the doctor again on Friday, and they're going to check his position and everything. And so we're not doing a full ultrasound or anything, but we'll see if he is still on that same growth path that he was on a couple weeks ago. So since this shirt is a little bit wrinkly, I'm just getting out some of the wrinkles. And as you guys saw, sorry I wasn't telling you about it, I placed my Cricut Easy Press pad underneath my shirt. Now, once I got the shirt home, I didn't realize there's a couple of little spots on my shirt. I don't know if you guys can really tell through the screen there, but I am going to try to wash it before I go see the movie on Thursday. I'm actually going with Michael and Morgan and Heather to see the Barbie movie on Thursday. So that'll be super fun. Lindsay said your baby girl was 9 pounds. Oh my goodness. Dee said she's 5'2" and had 2 over 8 pounds. It was memorable. Oh my goodness. And Kristen was a big baby too. Well, but you know what? I've heard the big babies sleep better. I don't really know if that's true, but I've heard the big babies sleep better. So you know what? Sometimes maybe that can be to our advantage. Okay, so I always stand up when I do this because it's easier for me to see my full shirt. And I want to make sure that my Easy Press pad is nice and centered because that can throw me off a little bit too. So I have my decal all layered right now because I want to see what it's going to look like. And then I'll peel away the layer once I go to press that first layer. Or I'll peel away the holographic layer. But because I have a V-neck shirt, I am going to put my decal really, really close to the top. Typically with a regular size like scoop neck, you would just do a 3-inch measurement between the collar and the decal. But with a V-neck, typically you would just do like 1.5 inches. But I will probably go even closer to the top because so much of my decal is going to be on my belly. I want it to still be readable. So I'm going to intentionally put mine a little bit higher than usual just so that you can still read it really well. And I'm hopeful that that will help. I'm not positive because honestly, this is the first maternity shirt I've made. I haven't made myself anything else, but, and in fact, before I do that, I am going to go ahead and fold my decal in half with the non-sticky sides together and create a little bit of a crease here so that I can see where the middle of it is. And that will help me to make sure that I'm centering it well. You guys can see I don't know if you can see that in the light very well, but the crease is right here. So I can line that up with the center of my collar. There. So like I said, that's a bit closer to the top than I would normally do that. But for this specific instance, I am doing that here on purpose. Okay, Glenda was 5'8.5" when she got pregnant. There you go. It definitely feels like I have a little less room for him to, little less torso for him to grow. So that's why my belly is so big. Okay. So I think that looks pretty good. I'm also going to hold it up and look at it. That's one way that I always like to double check. I think that looks pretty good. And we're not going to overthink it because it's just going to be a for fun shirt that we're going to wear to a movie and maybe for another few weeks. But I don't want to spend too much time overthinking it. I think so too, June. I'm excited. I haven't seen Michael in a long time, so that's going to be fun. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and leave my soft flex layer where it is. Peel away the holographic. And then I'm going to stick this Teflon sheet over top. And actually, I'm going to move my collar off of the mat here. Oh, wait. Well, that's a little tricky because I've got the corner of my decal that I want to make sure is on the Easy Press mat. But those are pretty close. Okay. I think that's a good place for it. Then we're going to cover this using the Teflon sheet. And we're going to do 2 5-second presses, partially on the left, partially on the right. Because this is a little bit larger and my Easy Press is only 9x9, I want to make sure that I get both sides tacked down. So we'll do this side for 5 seconds. And this side for 5 seconds. hopefully that will be enough to tack it down. I know, Trish, I did think about putting it down low too, but I wasn't sure if I would get the placement right, so I didn't want it to look weird. I thought about that though, sticking it down on my belly a little bit further. Oh yeah, you guys, look at that. Only 5 seconds, and it honestly, that peeled so perfectly. I literally love working with Soft Flex. It's one of my favorite HTVs of all time. Okay, so Patsy considers herself a beginner. Super cool. What did Glenda say? Oh, are you having a grandbaby, Glenda? I didn't see what you were talking about. Oh my gosh, Glenda, that is wild. Oh, that's right, Glenda. We talked about your granddaughter, I think. Oh my gosh, Glenda, how exciting. Congratulations. Ooh, Dee said, Alex, would the Barbie image do well with puff vinyl? I think you could probably do that. I probably wouldn't do the whole offset with puff, but if you wanted to do just the name Barbie with puff, that would be super cute. I bet that would be great. Okay, so now that we have all the placement down, all we need to do is fit this into the offset. Now, the only thing that we are going to do a little differently with this layer is that I am going to leave it, oh, it's a little too high. I am going to leave it on there for the full 10 seconds. And in fact, I may let it hang out a little bit longer just because, like I said, the holographic HTV has a 320 second application and we're only doing 300 degrees and only 10 seconds. And I think that it's 20 seconds for holographic. So I may let it hang out a little bit longer. But since my carrier sheet doesn't fully cover my offset, I am going to go ahead and use my Teflon sheet once again. And I'm going to do the same thing where I do a press on one side, a press on the other to make sure that I get both sides of the decal. So we'll go ahead and start here, and I will use some manual pressure as well as the pressure from my Easy Press. And we'll go the full length of time. Then I can pick it up. I'll let it cool for just a second by holding it up, scoot it over, and we'll press it again. Perfect. Okay, now the other tricky thing about holographic is that it is a cold peel. So I'm not ready to peel it just yet because I have to let it cool. But so far it looks really good. I don't know, you guys, how well can you see it? So it does blend a little bit in with the, background. So we'll see. Dee said, I'm thinking just Barbie name and puff and the rest just regular. Yes, exactly. Yeah, Tammy, I've definitely heard about the politics around the movie, and I definitely don't love that part, but I'm ready to go see Barbie just for like the fun, nostalgic, side of it, because I know that there's a lot of political agenda out there, but I'm just thinking about it as a girl who loved Barbies as a kid. And honestly, I've been doing so much stuff with blue since I found out I was having a boy. I'm excited to do something a little bit girly because I feel like I've gotten so excited about having a boy that I haven't done anything girly in a long time. I couldn't even find anything pink to wear to the movie. That's why I had to make something myself. So I think this will be fun. Oh, I think my phone is ringing. Oh, shoot. Okay. Hang on, guys. Sorry about that. I think someone's calling my personal phone. Hang on. Sorry about that, folks. My regular phone got disconnected. Can you guys still hear me okay and see me okay? Thanks, Tammy. I'm excited. There we go. Let's see. Okay. Hopefully you guys didn't get too messed up there. My husband was calling, so he forgot that I'm live, I'm sure. And it disconnected my phone. So while we're waiting for the, what is this stuff? The holographic HTV to cool, I promised Catherine that I would stand up and show you guys my baby bump. So here's what we're looking like at 34 weeks. Definitely nice and round. That's for darn sure. You know, we're just living our life. Baby boy's getting nice and big. Nice and big. Yeah, Renee said she did her sewing room lavender just to have something girly. I agree. Okay, good. Good, good. I'm glad you guys can still hear me. I don't think I've actually had that happen before here on a live. So I wanted to make sure that I didn't get totally disconnected. Good, good. Okay. All right, let's see. We should be close. It still feels warm. And I don't have, maybe I can move it off of my pressing pillow. That'll help cool it down faster. We'll see, we'll see. You guys can still see it up in the corner there, right? Yeah. Oh, thank you, Trish. You guys are so sweet. Barbara said, went with my 39-year-old daughter and we loved it. Both cried, especially at the end. I have heard a lot of women say that, and you guys saw how emotional I got earlier today. So there's probably definitely some tears in my future. And I am not normally a crier, like not at all. I can count on probably one hand the number of movies that I've cried at, but definitely more emotional during pregnancy than usual, which has definitely been a shift for me. Let's say that. Thank you guys. You're so sweet. Yeah, I'm definitely feeling large and in charge. Let's say that. But that also means that baby's healthy, and honestly, even though I'm slightly uncomfortable, I'm healthy, baby's healthy, and that's what is the most important. So whatever my body needs to do in the meantime, we'll make it happen, we'll make it work, and it'll be all good, you know? That's just how it works. Hey Candace, welcome. I'm so glad that you're here. You'll have to go back and watch because we've talked all about Secret Project, which, spoiler alert, Secret Project is a self-paced course that I have created for Cricut beginners. You can go back and watch the beginning of this video. I talk all about it. And then we are also making a Barbie shirt. Kristen said, my cousin was all baby like that too. I wouldn't want to scare you with the size he was. I know. And people are like, oh my gosh. But I have to say, our Lamaze instructor was really sweet. She was like, remember that your body knows what size baby you can handle. So don't be too intimidated by that because your body is already, your body is already prepared to handle it. So don't worry too much. Thanks, Dee. You're so sweet. Aw. Glenda says, I'm a huge crier. I'm ridiculously soft-hearted. You know, that's what they also say about having kids in general. So we'll see if that shifts for me. I've really not been much of a crier, but maybe I will become more emotional when, you know, my son is here and he's just, you know, making me so proud I can burst. Maybe I'll become a crier when I wasn't before. Oh, wow, Catherine, good for you. Yeah, I definitely am feeling the basketball life, June. I wasn't ever super thin to begin with, so like that part's not a super big deal. But man, it is really starting to feel big, and I keep bumping into things because I keep getting bigger and bigger and not really thinking that that's going to be an issue, and then I keep bumping into things by accident. So we're getting there, we're adjusting, but we'll see. So I'm 34 weeks now, so I'm supposed to have, you know, ideally another 6 or so. I feel like I'm going to go earlier than that, but I could be wrong. So we'll see. I think that he will be here probably by the end of August, if I had to guess, but we'll see. Because also, so my official due date is September 9th. That's my official due date, but my birthday is September 5th. And my nephew's birthday is September 12th. So we'll see where he ends up. Oh, and my wedding anniversary is August 19th. So he has lots of fun days that he could come this month or next month that he would be able to share a fun occasion. I will definitely bawl my eyes out when I see him for the first time, Candace. No doubt about it. Because baby and I have been on quite the journey over the past few months. I will definitely be overwhelmed with emotions at that point. Okay, so I finally feel like this is cool to the touch, so let me go ahead and move this over so you guys can see the big reveal. So remember, whenever you're working with an HTV that's cold peel, make sure it actually feels cool when you touch it. Not hot, not warm. You actually want that cool feeling. So now I'm going to go ahead and peel this back. Ah, you guys! It definitely blends in a little more than I hoped, but look how pretty! It looks so fun in the light. And I think that it's going to be great when I wear it because it'll be bouncing off the roundness of my belly. So I think it will be able to read it just fine. So definitely a little bit of a different look than the traditional Barbie shirts have been, with typically the white in between, but I think this is going to look really good. Oh, absolutely, tears of joy, D. Absolutely. Natalie said, LOL, I was bumping into things. I would tease that this is the real reason it's called a baby bump. Yeah, seriously, Natalie. It definitely feels that way. Okay, so there's one more thing I want to do before I finish with this craft. Do you guys see where the carrier sheet from the holographic left a line underneath Barbie? I don't know how well you can see that on the camera, but I can see a line there, and I can also see a line up here in the corner where the carrier sheet was. So what I'm going to do to fix that is I'm going to put it back on my Easy Press pad, and I'm going to put my Teflon sheet back over top of it, and I'm just going to do a really, really short press over top of these areas and try to get rid of those lines because that's something that I don't love to see. Yeah, Renee, it looks really, really pretty in person. It's a little bit different than what you guys see on the camera, but when I hold it up to the light, it's easier for you guys to see like what I can see. Okay, so we're just gonna do a little quick, probably like a 5-second press on either side with nothing over top. We'll say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lift it straight up. Do the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, let's see if that was able to take care of some of those issues. Ugh, and it actually didn't. But that's okay. We might just leave things as they are because hopefully it'll come out when I wash it as well. Especially with the holographic, you do not want to overpress it. So I don't want to do any more time on my holographic because I don't want it to change the way that it looks. But overall, I really, really like it, you guys. It turned out a little bit different than the traditional Barbie shirt, but I'm really, really happy with it. And it's still really, really easy to read. All right, you guys. Well, I probably do have to run. Let me show you my face one more time, and then we will head out. Whoops. There we go. That way you guys can keep on looking at the shirt in case you're just now joining us. Here's what it looks like. Let me get it situated for you so it's not so wrinkly. There. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Thank you so much for listening to all my background about Secret Project. And thank you for your excitement as I walk into this next portion of my business and all of the fun. So the Cricut Chemistry course is going to launch next Tuesday. But I'm going to be talking more about it this week on social media, so definitely stay tuned for that. You can also sign up for my specific email list for my course, which I have pinned here in the comments, pardon me. So you can enter your name and your email there if you want to learn more details about the course and things like that. Watch out for it on social media. And I will definitely have to get a picture and post this when I wear this to Barbie later this week. Yes, and if you haven't already, make sure that you click the thumbs up button if you learned something new. And don't forget to subscribe if you want more content like this over the next few weeks. Oh, hi, Mom. I'm just getting ready to sign off, but I'm glad that you're here. All right, guys. Love you so much. Where's my little thingy? There it is. All the hearts, and I'll see you again real soon.